Hello, Open Nightmare Flicks. I am Nate. You are you, and James Jude Courtney is our newest Michael Myers. He has been in each of David Gordon Green's movies to this point, and he will be returning for Halloween Ends. And he recently attended a horror convention called Spookula, in which he had some pretty interesting things to say to fans in attendance. So, if you are sensitive to spoilers, you don't want to know anything going into the movie, then I don't know how you found this video, but you need to go and you need to skedaddle, because he says some things that I think really color our interpretations of this final film and really kind of give us a flavor of what is to come. So you have been forewarned. I've given you the disclaimer. I have given you the caution. If you're still here, it's not my fault. It's your fault. So here you go. This is what James Jude had to say. When we shot the finale with Laurie Strode in the Shape, we walked off to the side to talk about what we were about to do. And during that conversation, we both had tears streaming down our cheeks. It was deeply emotional for a multitude of reasons. But for her, this is the culmination of 42 years of something she's carried with her entire life. The gravity of that situation played into what you guys will see, and I think you'll see why when you see Halloween Ends, why that is my favorite scene. All right, so a lot to take away from that quote. One, this is James Jude Courtney's favorite scene. This is the favorite of anything he's gotten to do as the Shape. This is his favorite, and that is very telling because there's been a lot of fan service in these movies, and Halloween Kills was all about Michael Myers. I mean, that was the boogeyman's film. That movie was a little bit of filler. It wasn't a whole lot going on story-wise, but it's pretty much like, hey, fans, we know you love Michael Myers, and we want you to have a field day. So watch your boy get after it. Watch him hack him up, slash him up, stab people in the eyeball, take people's eyes out, just blood spilling, pouring everywhere. They gave you that. I know some of you fans weren't satiated because you want to see a complete victory from Michael Myers, but I think when we look at this quote and what James Jude had to say about the emotion and the tears streaming down both actors' faces while they were talking about how to execute the scene, I think that tells you that this is Laurie Strode's movie, and that should not be a surprise to anyone. When they talk about this being the culmination of 42 years, yes, Jamie Lee Curtis, she was brought on as a bit of stunt casting because of who her mama was when she was cast in the 1978 original, but she proved she had the chops. The movie was a huge success, and it would just have this through line in her career that brings you up to the modern day where some 40-something years later, she is still doing it and still a huge part of this franchise, and fans love her for that. But all good things must come to an end, a definitive end, which is what you fans have been pleading for. So I think from his comments, you can tell we are getting a definitive end for both characters. When you look back at the 1978 original, you look at the classroom scene where Laurie's sitting and her teacher is talking about what? Fate. We are talking about Michael and Laurie, two individuals who are just crossed, just linked in the stars, and they are two stars that are intended to burn out simultaneously. I think that is what we will see here in this movie when you look at what James Jude Courtney had to say about this climax and how wonderful it is, how emotional it is. And then you remember Jamie Lee Curtis talking about how this movie might be divisive and it might F you up. This could be what she is talking about because we've never seen a Halloween film in which both Michael and Laurie passed. We might hear. I really think we will. I recently did a video where I talked about the fates of each returning character. And when I got to Laurie Strode, my prediction was that she would not make it out of Halloween Ends alive, but that she was going to take Michael Myers with her and that Michael would die first. That she would take down the boogeyman once and for all. Her life's mission, what she was just born to do, pretty much. She was born to face off with this boogeyman her entire life, and now her life will come to an end. But just before it does, she takes out Michael. And then, as she's laying there, mortally wounded, bleeding out, she looks out on the horizon as the sun comes up on the morning of November 1st. Halloween has ended in more than one sense. And it's boogeyman, Michael Myers, who is synonymous with Halloween, he has ended as well, and now Laurie Strode can pass on. And then we can fade to black, we can do the credits, we can hear maybe Laurie's theme one last time, and then we can all stand up and clap if this is done correctly. That is what I get from this quote. That is what I think is going to happen in this finale, in this climax. I think that is where we are headed. I think we could have probably assumed that, but I've heard so much from fans about how Allison's going to interject herself into the final showdown and what they're going to set up and that we're going to do some Season of the Witch stuff. There's been all this talk, rumor galore. I've gotten down and dirty with you guys in the conjecture, but now listen to the man who has been on the set, and it is the actual man himself, it is Michael Myers. When he says these things, I take from it that the final is exactly what it should be. The finale is going to be all about Michael Myers, Laurie Strode. Two people enter the cage, nobody comes out of the cage and we all go home happy. Hopefully. So there you go. Tell me what you thought about my ideas, about what I took away from this quote. Let me know what you think. And if you are up for that type of ending, if you think this is a proper and fitting end to this trilogy and to this point of the Halloween franchise, also go ahead and hit like, comment, subscribe, all that YouTube, yada, yada, yada. It really does help, guys. We are coming up on 1,000 subscribers, and I appreciate each and last one of you takes the time to watch the video and hit subscribe. So thank you so much. I just have one more ask. Have yourself a great day. I'm Nate for Nate Merflick saying that's a wrap.